Welcome back. This is Wisconsin Shoe Guy, and a few weeks ago, maybe even a month and a half ago, I got an IM from one of my friends, shoe friends, and he was doing this MTO in Vahtia calf by Mattina. Now, Mattina is another one of these really cool makers, hand-welt makers in China. And so wanted to check them out. The actual order was through the House of Agon in Australia. And so these were shipped to me from Australia, but they're actually made in China. So this is it is the Mattina Adelaide, and in Vahtia calf, size 45. And I will tell you that my understanding of Asian sizes is that I ask the shoemaker, or in this case, I spent some time with the folks at the House of Agon to be sure, because I just don't know. So here are the shoes. This is my first opening. They have a piece of foam in there to protect them, and they're in shoe bags. I do have trees in these. Bags are like a velvet on the outside and the inside. And here they are. So pretty nice looking. Now this is a Vahtia calf. Now my other pair of Vahtia calf is from Stefano Bemer. And sorry, takes a minute sometimes to find shoes in my group of shoe things. But this is it. You can see these are about 6 months old. I've worn them half a dozen times. And, you know, the creasing is very, very, very small. And, you know, the color on this is just about identical. So, you know, really good looking shoe. But I'm excited. This is an Adelaide. I thought I would go for, now, you know, it has a beveled waist here. But this piece here, which many people call the waist, including, I believe, the shoemaker, is also a beveled waist. Then it has the round piece here instead of the V, which is always an option that you can choose. You know, the stitches and the brogue holes on the detail are very small. Stitches are pretty dense, not super dense. There's a really interesting thing here where they layered the Adelaide. So this is attached to the vamp, and they put the stitching and the brogues in the vamp. But then here, this piece is actually a different, it looks like there's two pieces, one on each side of the facing that they put on top. So this is kind of a hybrid Adelaide versus a traditional Adelaide. So what do I mean by that? So I have a pair of Adelaides from Altan, which is here. And in this case, this is basically a hole cut where the Adelaide piece, or the throat, is sewn on the top. Well, as we look at this, this is the same thing. And it's skived okay. It's not like super well skived. But, and here, I'll turn the light on so you can see it a little bit better. But there is an interesting line on it. So the pattern on this is absolutely unique. This is different than anything else I have. This is a pitched heel. And as I said before, you know, the brogue holes are very small. Just a very interesting shoe. I'm going to look at the back here. This looks very straight, maybe a little bit of an angle to the right. So when we look at this and we look at this, it's about the same. So I'm going to call that symmetrical, which is different. You know, most of my shoes are asymmetrical, most of my higher end shoes. So we'll have to do some more research on this. You know, the stitch density on the front is good. It is 270 welt. Again, this is all done by machine. You know, the sole is all machine. And so it's a very interesting way of putting it all together. I feel like it's a nice looking shoe. Not what I would consider to be high end, but as I recall, it wasn't an especially high end price either. So it's a nice looking shoe. So pretty happy with it, and we will see more as I get them out on my feet. So you can't really tell about a pair of shoes until you wear them, but at first glance, they look different. They have a bit of uniqueness. I like the calf, which is really why I bought them, was to get something in this calf outside of my Bemers and to compare. So I will revert back.